one of the big things you speak about is like the power kind of being taken away from the COs and like it being so like politically correct that it makes it hard to do your job.
Dude, when I came in 2006, I pretty much had the freedom to do whatever I wanted, right? In retrospect, and of course I was not going to abuse that authority or power, but from then on, they kept changing little rules. And it wasn't the laws, bro. The laws and the rules were not changing. It's that the higher ups and the politics were spinning a narrative and holding you accountable for doing what you used to do in the past because they didn't want you to do that no more. But the rules never changed. The rules never changed.
Are they trying to avoid getting sued? Are like they're getting lawsuits from the inmates constantly?
That could have been one of the motivating factors. I don't know what pushed I mean, you saw it on the police, on the streets, man. When you guys would turn on the TV, it was the whole George Floyd thing, the whole defund the police thing. It was the whole get rid of all cops thing. That was going on inside of the prison. They didn't want us. They don't want the correctional officers to use force. So even if you're like getting attacked,
what are we supposed to do?
And you punch the guy back to defend yourself, you're gonna go under investigation. You're gonna have some idiot captain that's gonna try to burn you and try to get you in trouble. The thing is, I knew policy and procedure and the law and penal code very well. And I have common sense, bro. If I have a choice between getting killed or getting fired, I'm gonna get killed. I mean, I'm gonna get fired all day long. I'm not gonna fucking risk.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not gonna risk my life for some dummy that wants to push an agenda. But these younger kids, and there's another reason why I left, they don't know no better. So if they're listening to a captain tell them like, hey, that you can't do that. Well, actually you can do that because it's in the freaking rules that you could do that, but they're just gonna follow. They're so scared, bro. These cops are so scared to do their job.
They're
terrified.
This.
Yeah.
It's 2025. It is the worst that it has ever been. Coming from people from both sides of the fence, COs and inmates that had started in the 70s. They've never seen it like this. I bounced.
Too dangerous.
I
saw something saying if a prisoner doesn't want to be handcuffed, he doesn't have to be.
That's one of the reasons why I left too. That was probably the camel. We had an associate director sit right here next to me, table just like this. He came down from Sacramento. He's like, hey, if an inmate tells you guys he no longer wants to be put in handcuffs, you can't put him in handcuffs. So I'm like, yeah, okay. We all like laughed at him. And then he's like, no, I'm serious. You guys are going to get in trouble. And I'm like, whatever, dude. He was serious.
What are you supposed to do?
It's like the most fundamental thing of prison, the bars and the handcuffs. Like,
so in the scenario that he's speaking, it's like you have an out of control inmate. Out of control, right? And you're like, hey, dude, turn around. I'm going to put you in handcuffs. Well, hopefully the inmate turns around, puts his hand behind the back, and you put him in handcuffs, right? And that's that. But if he doesn't, then you could be like, hey, dude, I'm going to put you in handcuffs right now. If you resist me in any way, I'm going to use force. Of course they're going to resist, bro. They're already wilding out. So when you grab them, and as soon as they do this, you have the green light to pick them up and slam them, bro. They resisted. Per the use of force policy, you can gain compliance, overcome resistance, effect custody, or subdue an attacker. Not so much gain compliance anymore. They took that out, but you can use force for a person resisting. And I guess that's what they didn't want to see anymore. So what they want is if a guy says, no, don't cuff me up, they want you to just stand back and call the sergeant. And you guys all kind of like just surround them. And
security guards. You're a mall cop at that point.
Okay.
Surround them, bro.
Because
and have like a kumbaya moment. And then whatever he's asking for, he says like, hey, I demand a fucking cookie. Sergeant's like, go get him a cookie.
You got to go through this shit like 10 times a day.
Prison got
100 fucking times a day, bro. It's fucking bad, dude. I couldn't stomach it anymore.
Exhausting. And they got nothing to do but just
fuck with you.
And you can just imagine that type of behavior. So they see their friend doing it and they're getting a reward at the end of that. It's nonstop, bro.
How real is it? Like I heard you saying like a prisoner can, and not to say anything about like transgender stuff, but a prisoner can decide that they want to be female. And now you got a male prisoner in the female population or whatever.
that push happened in like 2017, 2016, 2017, 2018. Same shit when it was happening out here in the streets. And then they passed that law where if you identify as whatever you identify, you get to be housed at that prison. So it's probably dating back to 2017, 2018. You have men, biological men in female institutions. Now, I don't got to tell you how that ended. Rapes, pregnancies, lawsuits. I had the women inmates reaching out to me, like begging for help, and former women inmates like, hey, Hector, like, bring this to light for us. Like, this is fucking bad. They're not. Imagine you're a man, you're a woman, and they throw a man in your cell.
Yeah, what?
And you can't complain, and they punish you for complaining. Some of those dudes had a rape on their jacket, bro. Some of those dudes were sexual predators, just manipulating the system. So to me, that's unethical.
It's still like that. Like that's how it is.
I don't know what has transpired lately, but the world now knows about it, and I think they have made some moves, like maybe move some people around. But I'm sure you probably still have one or two dudes hanging around.
Oh man, because I remember my stepdad talking about there's girls in my prison, like, oh, there are guys that.
But when you go into that topic, bro, and you want to talk about taxpayer money, I'm talking about breast implants on taxpayer money.
In prison?
In prison. I'm talking about like sex realignment surgery in prison on taxpayer money. That's a fact.
So you just go to jail and get it done for free?
Fact.
This is bullshit.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I've never felt more angry.
More robbed?
More robbed. Like, you go to prison for, like, I wanted to get tits.
BBL.
So I shot a guy.
I mean, they got them, bro. They got tits. They got tits, bro. Like, they're dudes. I mean, they're in love, bro. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's prison.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that prisoner's like, I fucking scored. At least it looks like a chick.
Oh, bro, they fall in love. So, like, I've seen male inmates like in tears, bawling over like if one of the transgender got in trouble and had to go to the hole and get separated. Oh, I fucking love you, baby. I heard that. I fucking love you, baby. And I remember there was an officer, because I was a lieutenant, so I was a supervisor. There was an officer next to me. I'm like, hey, bro, you remember your first piece of ass?
Oh, man. It must be so wild. Just the shit that's said.
Yeah. He's in love, bro. It's like...
I mean, you know what? Some of those fools, hey, man, they love each other. I get it. But yeah,
love is love, bro.
It's crazy that you can do that on taxpayer money.
That should be the next reality show.
like locked up 60 days in. Like, I got my dick cut off, going to jail.
I'm not volunteering to be the host, bro.
No, you're the perfect host for that show.
You're just a narrator from home, narrating the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Voiceover.
Okay. So I have a question. And you tell me, I know it's true, obviously, but you tell me how deep this goes. You know, I grew up with my stepdad. I grew up with him in and out constantly. And he's a monster. Like, I've seen him do horrible things. And he can fight. I don't know how people learn how to fight like that, obviously, in jail. It's disgusting. You'll bite your face, you'll do whatever you need. He told me, he's like, I went in there at 18, or he was in YA from 14 to 18, and then went in 18 to 25 or something. But he said YA is 10 times worse than any prison he's ever been. Like the boys' homes.
I would imagine it is. I have zero experience.
Okay, so
but I would imagine it is, especially from what I heard. And it makes sense, bro. Juveniles. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to. I've never been able to ask anybody else that. Okay, so from that experience, he's in jail. He's in prison, and he's like, yeah, guard. You know, we'll set up fights. We have fights. We have fights in certain parts where there's no cameras. Like, and then sometimes we have those death matches where one person's dead, someone's gonna die, or maybe, all right, this one's knives. Is that shit real?
So I came out on Vlad TV not too long ago, and I said that I allowed fights to happen, right? But then when I reheard it, I'm like, oh, that just sounds bad. But it's one of those things where, like, hey, it's prison's prison. I can't stop a dude from doing drugs, right? They're gonna do drugs regardless. They're gonna fight regardless. They're gonna fucking kill each other regardless. And it's one of those things, like, if I don't know about it, then it doesn't matter. Like, if they have problems, bro. They got if an inmate steals from another inmate, that inmate's gonna get dealt with by his own people. I can't fucking stop it. right? But am I aware that that dude's gonna get his ass kicked? It's kind of common knowledge. The dude's gonna get his fucking ass kicked for stealing. So it's one of those things. Do fights fucking happen? Yeah. Are there some officers that allow fights? One thing I will never do is assist. I'll never assist in allowing inmates to fight each other.
Oh, he said they were betting.
Well, there was a whole alleged gladiator fights in Corcoran. Well, that's where he was at, Corcoran. You said that was back in the day. Yeah, that's what it was said, that it was fucking betting.
Yeah, he's like, they were betting on us.
That was that.
So he's not fucking lying to me. Okay, that's exactly what it was. Yeah,
Corcoran. Yeah. That was that big ass fucking allegation, a big ass fucking scandal, whatever it was. But do viewers or your audience still think that that's how prison is? Do you have COs in 2025 betting on fights? Where I was at as a former lieutenant, I didn't see that. I don't see that happening, only because the different breed of youngsters, the COs, they're like baristas from Starbucks, bro. No, seriously. Like, the type of baristas, and it's not a shot at baristas because I want to be one right now. No, I'm seriously considering like applying, but they don't got it in them. Like, they're not fucking killers. They're not fucking heavy hitters. They're just youngsters. They're not going to be betting, bro. They're scared. They're scared to talk to girls, let alone bet on a fucking fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's just the reality of it.
Different generation.
Correct.
Perfect.